WVNN. Depend on it.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Yeah, play that funky drums. Let's go. Come on. Woo! It's good to be back. Man, it's good to be back. Good gracious, I missed you crazy boogers. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, or welcome in this morning, rather, to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer in the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded, beloved, missed, well-traveled, cultured host. I've returned from my harrowing trip inside the Petri dish there at Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine, Texas. There are so many stories to tell, so many dates to check up on, so many things that I've got to just, I already saw Connor's eyes roll, so many things that I have to just get caught up on. The team, the guys and gals, we had Deliverance and Florida Georgia Line hosting yesterday. It was great. And there's a joke behind both of those we'll get to shortly, I'm sure. But Mike and Boomer and Sandee and Connor did a phenomenal job with me gone. That yesterday kept saying, Zach's going to call in the second hour. No, Zach was passed out. Knew that the show was in very capable hands, and I'm glad you guys had that opportunity to get to know them. Apparently, we need to schedule shows for Gatlinburg time. So, with no further ado, the best exported product from Shelbyville, Kentucky, since Colonel Sanders still watches VHS tapes at the house with the family. Tries to impress his wife with the Freak Daddy mixtapes from the late 80s and early 90s, and is actually old enough to know what it means to shake it like a Polaroid picture, and have actually done it. The godfather of old souls. I missed him oh so much. Hello, Boomer.
Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Well rested.
Are you?
I am.
That makes one of us. I've not yet been to sleep.
Got a good night's sleep.
See this right here? This is a Mike Meyerson-sized Red Bull that one Boomer brought to me this morning because, as I mentioned, I have not yet been to sleep. We'll cover the
And after
update.
that, it may be sometime tomorrow afternoon before you get to sleep.
Yeah, well, if y'all will remember me speaking with you Friday morning, the overdoing it on the stimulants, one, I had to do that to drive and arrive safely, but the downside of that is it's very difficult to sleep once you get there. I'm not sure what it was this time because we left early. We got back early. I mean, we were home at like 10:18 last night, like a completely normal time, and yet I still couldn't sleep. At like 12 o'clock, I sat up in the bed, and I was like, I'm getting in the shower and I'm going to the office. I guess I just couldn't wait to be with you here this morning. That's what it was. Sandee Lou, how are you, dear?
I am doing fantastic. It's good to have you back in the studio.
Oh, it's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. I can't believe you let Connor off the hook, but I will make up for lost time today. No doubt about that. Producer Connor, how are you, buddy?
I am doing good. Take off my headphones.
Oh yeah, dealing with some things. Dealing with some things over here. Just wanted to check in. We'll get a mystery lady update later in the show. I've gone 4 days without one, and that is entirely too long for me to not know what is going on in all of your life, my friend.
Come on, it's 7 days between episodes of The Bachelor. You can wait a little bit longer.
But they do previews a lot. So I feel like they're giving me little nuggets, and then I get to sit down and watch it for 2 hours. You want to spend 2 hours? We could do an entire show on Lady Mystery.
I would prefer not.
Okay, that's what I figured. So we'll do the 5-minute updates here along the way. Looks like Donald Trump that ship is sailing very quickly, and it will. Mo Brooks being quoted in multiple publications yesterday saying the ship has not sailed, and ultimately the power to elect the president lies in the Congress, which he is absolutely correct. There's a ton. I know you guys did Politics Free Monday. Looks like we're going to have to touch on some of that stuff today, or else we will likely lose our entire base of listeners, as the Electoral College met yesterday. If we went an entire show without mentioning that, we would probably be booed off the air. So we've got so much to cover up on. I guess I need to start with Texas, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to you guys Friday, and so you got the trip down pretty well covered. We got that covered, and then the main attraction here is the Great Wolf Lodge, right? So we did our Christmas on Saturday, like Texas Santa came Friday night, Saturday morning, and so there were we did Texas Christmas on that day. It was great, it was wonderful. My son is he's me at 4. He loves Christmas. He's the most excited kid in the world. He wants to be the center of attention at all times, and pretty much went around and opened every present in the room, whether it was his or not.
Sounds like he was an adult.
Yeah, no, that I said he's
still like me as a
he
kid.
Sounds like, oh, did I say as a
yeah.
kid? No, he's me. He's just me in general, and so I really enjoy watching so just so you get the understanding. I think and I got to make sure I get these ages right. I think 2, 3, and 4 are the ages of the 3 kids that were there. Okay, so my sister has a 2 and a 3, and then we've got the 4, and hers are both girls. Zayden obviously not. She is also pregnant with another one, which will play into the cops being called, and there being an altercation there at the front door of her home that we have on camera, which is fantastic. I tried to coerce the video out of her Ring camera system, and I was unable to do that. She said that'll be on the radio tomorrow, won't it? And I said, it's going to be on the radio tomorrow, whether you like it or not. So you can give me the video to corroborate, or I can make you sound crazy. She goes, crazy for $200, Bob. And I said, okay, I can do crazy. So we'll talk about all that. But yeah, so we did Christmas Saturday, and then Sunday is the big day. Sunday's a big day. My parents are taking all of us to the Great Wolf Lodge. The Great Wolf Lodge is this ginormous, multi-million square foot indoor hotel, water park, pizza parlor, arcade extraordinaire. And I do need to make one correction from the show yesterday. I was not staying in a brothel. It was not a hostel where there's just you mentioned that I was not in a room by myself. And Mike said, "What kind of hotel did he go to?" And because we talked about not being able to do the show, right. So I was with my sister and brother-in-law. We were sharing a room. So me and my wife had a queen bed on one side, and then my sister and my brother-in-law had another queen bed because we were only there for one night. So I just wanted to be very clear.
I don't think we thought you were doing anything inappropriate. I thought maybe you said like a suite or a big.
Well, you said he won't be in a room by himself, and Mike said, I don't know what kind of hotel.
We were talking about a brothel.
No. I brothel. By the way, brothel wasn't the word. Hostel was the word I was looking for. It just
Airbnb. You're at a
hostel is European. They're like
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a hotel, but it's a shared room. That's what I meant. To
I just
say.
thought
Brothel.
you were being like completely like bougie, and you had like a whole floor to yourself, and the entire family was in like one big massive.
That is not accurate.
Suite and room and things like that. That's what I assumed.
That is not accurate.
We know how the lumberjack stays. Yeah.
Thought you were in right here in the huge presidential suite of the Wolf Lodge. Maybe that was your
No,
thing.
no, it's not. So we are. Is it live on just my page, Connor? Maybe.
It shouldn't be. Hang on, let me check.
Oh, I got it. We're good. Everything's good. It just kicked in. So Great Wolf Lodge. We get there. We go do this train ride first. So there's it's like the Polar Express or whatever it is, and Santa was on the train, and it was a really long ride.
Everybody 2 feet
apart,
6 feet apart?
No, but they made me wear the mask. I was the mask outlaw of my family. My mother she believes she's at risk. I don't know that we would agree that she's at risk, but if she believes she's at risk, I want my mom around forever, right? And so I want my mom to treat herself like she's at risk, even if I don't think she's at risk. But so she is, and she's a rule follower, like teetotaler. I used to be, believe it or not, a teetotaler as well. And so I was like, the whole time the family was like, oh, yeah, okay, you rebel. You're so courageous without your mask on. You're so courageous. You're so brave. And I'm like, no, brave and courageous it has nothing to do with it. I just like freedom.
Right.
I'm just an American. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being, and I'm proud to be an American. Sorry. I just, I get in my feels when we start talking about that. But the train ride was cool. We get off of that. We go to Great Wolf Lodge. After the break, I will tell you about the Great Wolf Lodge, the indoor water park, all of that. This place was, I'll put it this way. We walk through the door. My mom looks at me. Remember, I'm masked. She's masked Nazi. I'm masked, denier, science denier. She goes, COVID nightmare. And that's all she said. I will explain to you what she meant when we return. Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Buy one MyPillow, get one MyPillow free. Call 800-889-7318 or go to MyPillow.com. Click on radio specials and use code BEARD at checkout.
Are you tired? You suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrative Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem. Utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrative Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. WebUnderdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, WebUnderdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact WebUnderdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. WebUnderdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
The Dale Jackson Show, weekday mornings only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. I'm so excited to be back with you guys this morning. You should feel lucky because I'm back. Is that why you played that song?
No, I just like that song.
You sure?
I
Are you
actually
sure
did.
you're not feeling lucky that I'm back this morning, Boom?
I do feel extremely lucky that you're back.
That's so sweet. Thank you. You're just so sweet. Okay. My mother, to recap, we are in Grapevine, Texas. We walk in to this ginormous indoor, as we've called it many times, petri dish. And my mom turns and looks and goes, COVID nightmare. And I was like, well, yeah! What the hell you think it was going to be? Like, yeah, of course it is. There's a boatload of people shoved in a hot room, running on water slides and jumping in the wave pool. Of course it is. Guess it was a surprise. I love my mother to death. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, Ray Charles saw that coming.
Did she just stay in the room?
No, Are you kidding me? There's
Well, I
3
didn't know.
grandbabies in there.
Well, I didn't know. COVID nightmare. So
Dude,
they may
she
have-
would run through a hail of gunfire to eat a COVID sandwich if those kids wanted to do it. And so it was a really good time. It was a really good time. Apparently, COVID is incredibly challenging everywhere else in the hotel, but in the water park, it doesn't like water. And so masks are no longer required once you enter that. And so in that enclosed and confined space, to include the tubes, that you're water sliding in, which, by the way, whoa, they had a good one. Scared the bejesus out of me. I wrote it like 5 times. It was great. But it really wasn't that bad. As I've shown you here, I'm scarred on my wrist. If you're watching the live stream, I'll try to. I figured out how they combated the COVID. They took the chlorine to a level 200 because it literally burnt my skin. Which is lots of chlorine. So
no opening your eyes under the water there.
I was more worried about children urine than I was about chlorine, given the amount of this is not a water park. It's not a place where you open your eyes or your mouth anywhere. You just nowhere. But little man was really brave. He's normally scared of his own shadow, and he was super brave. Went down some slides. He was ready to go on the big one, and I got him all the way up to the top. And I was like, "Can he ride in my lap?" And they were like, "No." And he was like, "Not doing it, Daddy." He's like, all right, we tried it. He walked all the way upstairs, so we were super proud of that. It was a lot of fun. And then we played a boatload of arcades, which I happened to, keep sliding the car. Playing games I knew I could win at. We ended up with 1,500 tickets, so the kids could get whatever they wanted. It only cost me $105, which was it was a night and a morning of entertainment. So it was great. There was just so much fun. It was just a lot of fun. It really was. The drive home, relatively. Well, I flew. I made it it's usually a 9.5-hour drive with no stops, so it's 10 hours with stops. I made it in 9 hours and 18 minutes with 2 stops.
Whew.
We were cooking. My son had not napped all day. He was just blown out from the water park and everything else. So funny, we expected him to pass out very quickly. My son stayed awake until 9 o'clock. My wife was gone the minute we got in the car. So there's that fun stuff. Pregnancy brain is real.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Super real.
So we're talking about we went for your
My
wife's
sister.
sleep. Okay. Now
Yeah, now my sister.
I'm just trying to get
My wife's
my
not,
bearings here.
My wife's not pregnant. No, that's scientific. that's
Ashley's
that is
asleep and then
outside of a miracle, literally the hand of the Lord touching her womb. That is not going to be scientifically possible. So, my little sister. They were in the middle of adopting, and that didn't work out. And so it turns out they were pregnant while they were trying to adopt. And so had they been capable of doing that, they would have ended up with 4. They would have gone from 2 to 4, overnight. And they would have ended up with 2 under the age of 1.
Mm.
And so, and they would have been great at it. Like my brother-in-law would have 100 children if my sister would allow him. He just he loves kids, and he loves being a dad, and he loves being a girl dad and all that, which is cool. The world needs more of him because I'm over here I got one, I'm good. But she is in the middle of the baby's doing March. So where's that? That puts her towards she's on the back 9, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, she's on the back 9 here. In pregnancy brain, we were down eating dinner and all that, and they didn't have their phones or anything. And we get up to the room, or the water park. We get up to the room to change for dinner, and the cops have called over and over and over and over and over again. Her phone's blowing up with videos coming from their security system. The young lady that was taking care of their dogs is frantically calling, and she's like, what in the world? It's on the Facebook page for their subdivision has a Facebook page where they put the happenings and the goings-ons, and if there's some kind of weird thing going on, Karen will get on there and be like, I saw Junior running down the street without his mask on. Whose kid is that? That kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And so that's an exaggeration. That didn't happen. But the cop thing certainly did. She gave her friend the wrong code to the door, or the wrong code to the alarm. Oh, no. So she opened the door and went in, and there was no code for the alarm. And so here now the alarm's going off. Her dog is a holy terror. Like, I've never seen a more poorly behaved dog in my entire life than that dog. You know, the dog in Marley and Me, the puppy that eats everything, makes this dog look like, I mean, can't touch Scout. Scout is a devil with golden retriever hair. Like, it's, and they'll tell you that, and it's their fault. But that's neither here nor there. And so you got the crazy dog running around. You got this woman standing at the front. You got the police showing up. And by the way, their recording, like their camera is so good. So, like, we're watching this interaction between this policeman and this sweet lady. Now, mind you, this is an hour after it already happened, so we couldn't intervene. We just got to watch what happened. It was my sister was so freaking embarrassed. Like, fortunately, the girl that was keeping the dog had the wherewithal to call the other neighbor and say, I think Bailey gave me the wrong code. The other neighbor, for whatever reason, has a steel trap for a brain and was like, oh, that's the wrong code. This is the code. And so then she typed in the right code, and they were able to, but like the cop would not leave. He was like, I need to talk to the homeowner.
Oh, my.
And like, they're like, hey, man, like, we unlocked the door and we got the alarm off. We just put the wrong code in. Like, I need to talk to the homeowner.
That's still good for him.
Yeah, sure. Good for him.
He's got to do his job.
Yeah, that's right.
What if the neighbor was in on it?
No, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. He needs to go like enforce some masks rules or something maybe. I don't know. But no, it was a good trip. She was so embarrassed. My sister gets super embarrassed, like real easy. Like, we're total opposites. Where like you cannot embarrass me.
You would have given somebody the wrong code on purpose.
Yes, and then videoed it for fun. Absolutely would have done it in a heartbeat. But she is like what people like, just like super embarrassed about everything. And so it was just kind of fun to watch her squirm a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But outside of that, I mean, it was a really, really uneventful trip. I spent a lot of time fishing in their little pond there. Oh, I say little, it's really big. Skunked in Texas, which was great. For 6 or so hours standing out there. Because when we got there, I told you guys I couldn't sleep.
All right.
So I went fishing in the middle of the night. But all in all, man, it was just a really, really cool trip. Got to watch Dallas win a game for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe because I was there. But if I was them, the sad part is they're in the hunt now. And so they're like one game out of first. Jalen Hurts came in. And
you know who's in first?
In the NFC least?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? Kentucky?
The football team.
Oh, wait, they don't have one.
The football team.
Well, that bodes well for Cleveland then.
I mean, they're
changing their name too. Did you hear about that?
That's nuts.
After 106 years, Cleveland Indians are officially changing their name.
Insane. Have you heard what? And this is the one thing I thought was kind of disturbing. So, you're a baseball fan.
I am.
And I look at what would be the Negro Leagues.
Easy.
No, I would look at that as like, okay, that was a horrible time that African Americans had to play in a separate league. So one of the name changes they're thinking about is the Cleveland Buckeyes, which would be the Negro League baseball team name, which...
Let's take it all the way back to segregation, folks. That'll work for inclusion.
So I was kind of like, I understand where if you're an African American, you look back at that and think, you want to honor those individuals that were great baseball players during that time. But I would think that honoring those teams' names would be just as bad as like honoring like like a Confederate flag or one of those things that just would point back to a horrible period of time where it's like, man, you couldn't even play baseball together. How bad that was. But that's one of those things. Thank God though, the Braves and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Blackhawks have come out and said we're not changing their names
for now.
Gosh, I hope. What's offensive about Indians?
Nothing. Nothing, but that doesn't matter.
Are we supposed to call them American people?
Look, people. Here is the reality. And I may not have time to get this in before the hard break, but the reality. We'll talk about it on the way back. Then, how about that? But you're right, because that means that the Seminoles are in trouble, the Braves are in trouble, the Blackhawks are in trouble. The Giants are certainly in trouble because they're belittling small people, right? I mean, they're belittling small people.
Cowboys killed Indians, so they're out.
Well, so they might as well be. The Rangers are they've already been protested because the Texas Rangers were perpetrators of some of the most racist law enforcement actions since Kamala Harris. And
how's the Browns?
Nope, nothing on that. I'm not going to get anything on that. That was a great joke. I got nothing. Good gracious.
It was fast Red Bull. I missed it.
I haven't even taken a drink yet. This is terrifying. I haven't even taken a drink, and I'm already on level 9.
How have the Browns escaped this?
What, is poop offensive? Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
It's a color.
Oh, my bad.
put out colors.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy where we've landed, and the funny part is they're not touching it till 2022.
Yeah. It's bad,
like,
but we're going to keep doing it.
Wait a minute, it's so bad. We're going to use it for one more year. Yeah, because we really care about you and your people. We care so much. We're going to come onto your reservations and invest in business. Oh, we care so much about your people. We're going to come into your community and we're going to make a difference. We care so much about your community, we're going to placate you with a name change, and if that's good enough, then off we go, because we really couldn't care less. We're going to take our millions of dollars and our cushy little lives and go live in our sequestered white privilegeville. That's what it is. Yeah. And these are the same people that scream white privilege, and it's like, that's all that's being perpetrated against you. If you believe in that, that's all that's being perpetrated against you is white privilege. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I think it equates to in the Christian world of things, because I think this will relate to a lot of people in terms of like looking at an example of what this really is. And maybe for those of you out there that are actually offended, by the way, none of you are Indians, because the Indians weren't offended at all. They've already said that. So the white people that were offended by Indians, I'll talk to you when we get back. Boomer and the Beard will be back shortly. Don't you touch that dollar. You're a communist.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
More information about a second vaccine option is coming today. The FDA expected to release its report on Moderna's option, which will be reviewed by the same advisory panel for the FDA that recommended Pfizer's shot last week.
Moderna is just as effective as Pfizer. And of course, the more companies that can develop vaccine, the more that we have. It's a 2-dose vaccine. We're going to need 500 million of them in order to vaccinate the entire population of this country.
Dr. Lala Garabajian with Stanford Health in California. With the Electoral College sealing the deal, President-elect Joe Biden's win is now official. In an address last night, that President Trump had been given every opportunity to prove otherwise, but could not. And he added,
I predict to you, as Donald Trump's shadow fades away, you're going to see an awful lot change.
On day one, he says he will pass a mask mandate in areas where he can, including in federal buildings, on interstate travel, on planes and buses. 300,000 Americans have died of COVID. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And it was like I stepped funny, you know? Mm-hmm. And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
For up-to-the-minute news, log on to WVNN.com. Depend on it.
Oh, that's right. Come on. Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer the Beard back with you this morning. I am your well-caffeinated.
Here we go.
Oh, my bad.
That's so offensive.
Yes. As is Seminoles, as is everything else in the world. People that are looking for something to be offended by are going to find something to be offended by.
Here we go.
Oh.
How can they do that?
Okay. All right. Dad joke. I missed it. I'm not going to lie to you. Mike tried to fill in yesterday. Let me touch on my deliverance in Florida Georgia Line comment yesterday. Well, the deliverance was it was a natural because he said, now, when you said Kentucky. Yes. And then he said something about Zach putting that dip stuff in his mouth. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? The lead singer or the lead guitarist of one of the best country one-hit wonders of all times didn't know what that stuff was? Okay, Florida Georgia Line. I hear you.
I think he knew what it was.
No, it was. Just the way he said it was very Florida Georgia Line-esque.
He's from Georgia. Forgive him.
Yeah, well, he did a great job yesterday. I appreciate him. I appreciate him stepping in to fill in while I was out of town. So here is how this whole name change thing plays out, right? So in the world, from our worldview, like we're Christians, right? And so oftentimes we always talk about the like giving and doing and going, right? And Christians are American Christians are notorious for their lack of desire to go and do and actually put the gloves on and get dirty and get in on ministry. And they just say, well, can I just send a check? Like, can I just send a check? And this is the equivalent of that. I'll tell you why. Look at John. What was his name? John Lewis, right? Frank Lewis, rather. FedEx guy, co-owner of the Redskins. Mm-hmm. He's the reason. The Snyders came out and said, we're not changing the name. Well, he owns FedEx, and he was getting so much pressure through FedEx that he's the one that came in and said, I cannot renew my contract. Like, hey, Mr. Lewis, buddy, do you really think FedEx would have suffered? No. But he said, look, if I rename this, are they going to go away? Yes. Okay, then rename it because we don't really care about these people. We just care about getting them to go away. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what this is. It's not real. It's not. If they cared about the indigenous people group, if you want to call them a non, I think is that a non-offensive name? Indigenous peoples of the Americas, maybe? I don't know.
I think anything would be deemed offensive.
The IPOA, Indigenous People of America. The IPOA. If you wanted to do something for the IPOAs, you would go on the reservation where poverty it leads the nation, where drugs and alcohol abuse are the highest in the country, where abortions oftentimes carry with them sterilization of the young women so that they cannot, because it's such an epidemic of this pregnancy, this teen pregnancy, where the life of these Indians is so bad. And you, Mr. Billionaire, have the ability to make a difference. And the best you can do is rename your team and then go about on your private jets and your fancy houses and owning a sports franchise. And, it's not real. It's not real. And anyone that thinks it is an idiot. So,
I mean, I was like, I was.
Took me 36 minutes to call somebody an idiot. I think that is a record.
I mean, I've been a Redskin fan since I was a kid. I grew up. My dad was a huge fan.
That makes sense.
I got to be
Kentucky Wildcats and Washington Redskins.
No, well, so Joe Jacoby, who was a lineman for the legendary Hogs, he was one of the Hogs. Oh. He graduated from the University of Louisville. So I went to a football camp with Joe Jacoby and got to meet John Riggins, and I was like, okay, I'm in. As a young kid, I'm totally in. I can see, I guess, where if people if they think that the name Redskins was offensive, okay.
Yes.
I can see
it.
I can see the Chief Wahoo cartoon that they had for the Indians. Maybe that was a little, maybe not offensive, but probably not the best. Okay.
Sure.
But the name Indians, no way. If you take the name Blackhawks, which is a tribe, right?
Yes.
If you take the Seminoles, which is another nation inside the how are you going to say that's offensive? Because then when you have
the Seminoles get paid. They made a deal with Florida State. Yeah. They get paid. It's not offensive to them. It's a revenue stream.
And I'm okay with that. If they want to come back and say, you know what, we're going to use this name and we're going to take a percentage of our profit and give it to all Indian nations across the United States.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But just to completely just say, you know what, it's offensive and we're going to remove it from its existence. Doesn't work.
Here's what's offensive about Indian. The fact that when the first people came over, they saw brown skin and they said they look like the people from India. That's how the name Indian it got its start, right? And so from that perspective, I can understand how, if you could go all the way back, but again, we look at, on this show, we look at everything in context. We look at everything in its actual place, not in where we want it to be. And from that point, that is, if you can imagine, which no one can, because no one has the mental strength to stay outside for 4 to 6 hours in the cold weather, much less get on a ship, sail across the ocean, and discover a new land, right? But if you did, and you'd only seen white people and people in India, and you saw another people group that had the skin color of the only other people that look like that in the world, to your knowledge, you say, oh, they must be Indians. And it stuck, right? And so it's been changed to American Indian. It's been
Native
American, whatever. But at the end of the day, I can understand at its very beginning how if I'm a Native American, I say, it's kind of offensive that they thought I looked like an Indian from the Middle Eastern Indian. But hey, what can you do? Because it was a bazillion years ago.
Right. And did they know that? Did the Indians know what people from India looked like?
No.
So they had no
idea.
They had no clue. So you can't be offended by something.
You know why?
Because
Because they were indigenous. You know what that means? That means they were native to a specific place. It means they had never left.
Yeah. They didn't have Southwest.
Unless they could paddle or swim their way or maybe saddle up a shark and ride it. I don't know what they did. But at the end of the day, Chief Wahoo, sad day for him. Wild Thing's pissed. He's not happy about it.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a terrible day for Major Leagues fans everywhere.
Sometimes you think that they're
Willie Mays Hayes is just angry.
Do they use this? Is it more as a rebranding to where they can get more buzz, more merch sales, more?
Well, yeah.
I mean, do you think it's more that than it is really the true?
Well, I don't know that the Washington Redskins wanted to change their name, but they're certainly, when they decided to do it, they certainly maximized that opportunity.
And here's something that's kind of crazy. You go with me down the conspiracy trail just a little bit.
Can we hold hands?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Redskins beat the Steelers.
Yes.
So that's pretty much, would you say, probably one of the best teams in the NFL?
Top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say the Washington football team gets in, runs the table, and wins the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Do they change their name then?
And Donald Trump's going to be the president.
I'm just saying,
no.
would you change your name if you won a Super Bowl?
No, if I'm Washington, I don't ever change my name. In fact, Washington, the football team, is in the running for the actual name. Like it originally they were not. It was not going to be the name of the team, but as they've gone through this year, they said they would work to rename it, and it is in the top 3, I think. Yeah. So it very well may stick. I think people liked the kind of the piss off of it. You know, if you will.
Well, if their biggest rival is the Dallas Cowboys, and that's America's team. What a cool name to be. No, well, you can be America's team, but
be terrible.
We're the football team.
Yeah, well,
it's like it could be that.
Dallas Cowboys. It's been long since. I mean, the last time they were America's team, they had a man named Drew Pearson playing football for them. So I mean, it's been a long time. But,
we're almost losing Sandee. She's starting to.
Ben DiNucci is not going to do it for us. Hey, yeah, go Sports. So it is, lot going on. Connor, I'm going to give you a free pass here. You've got 2 minutes. How was your? Did you entertain Lady Mystery over the weekend?
Yeah.
How did it go?
Well,
did you go to another gas station?
Not this time.
Okay. Did we go restaurant?
Yeah.
What cuisine did we eat?
The finest.
Okay, but was it American or Italian or steak or
Cracker Barrel?
You're right.
Yes!
In the country, you took my advice. Yeah. I told you the next day you could take her to Cracker Barrel, knock out the restaurant and the country store. It's 2 in 1.
It was a good idea.
I thought so, too.
Shopping and dinner.
Did you buy her?
Did you buy her like one of those life-size candy bar, like one of those 18-pound like Hershey bars?
An iron skillet?
Yeah, a cast iron skillet or anything,
Nah.
Nothing for her to nest with or anything?
No.
That's good because you're like 17, so that's good.
First ornament for your tree that y'all get to
okay, let's not get carried away. I gotta protect my guy here. Only I can give him a hard time, all right? That's not fair. That's not true. We can all give him a hard time. I'm just gonna pretend like I want to pull him back.
That's our house. There's so many ornaments of memorable. Remember when we did this? And this was the first.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Did you get her anything extra other than the food?
No.
Maybe I should have, but I didn't.
No, I don't think you should have at all. I think that would have been, I think you did the right thing.
Okay.
He gave her a little kiss on the cheek.
Okay. He whispered sweet nothings into her ear. Good deal. Well, that's good. I'm glad.
The only thing missing from that date is because of Corona, you couldn't have played the peg game. That's what I hate.
Nope, you can. You buy one. They're 88 cents. You keep it in your car and you tote it in your pocket when you go. That's what I do. That's what I do.
I wish they kept the checkers boards up. They took those all down too.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to play her in checkers. You would destroy her in checkers, and that would not be good for the rest of the date. Especially if she's got is she an athlete?
Not really.
Does she have a competitive streak?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure. Haven't gotten there yet. You haven't got any like.
Hadn't played Trivial Pursuit yet and destroyed her.
No, but I did hear about this game you played. This game you played on the phone there. Psych.
Yeah.
Was she a part of that game?
Mm-hmm.
Was she good at it?
Yeah, actually, she. So we played 2 games, and I got first. She got second, and there were like 8 of us playing.
Wow.
So your children are going to be smart.
Okay, let's.
It's not about being smart. It's about being funny.
Or both funny
hilarious.
and smart. Best of both worlds.
Funny and smart. Best of both worlds. Lady Mystery Connor update. So happy that. See, look, I fit that into 2.5 minutes. It's good to go. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
My great-great-aunt Bertha May had certain words she would not let us say at the dinner table. Nowadays, if you're a government contractor, CMMC is one of those words. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's where you've got to be in the DoD world if you want to bid and win government contracts. 256-975-4758. My friends at Simple Helix, look, they're not afraid, and they can show you a cost-effective path to becoming CMMC compliant. What that means, they're going to help you navigate the process. They're going to make a plan, and they're going to get you to those big government contracts you need. Give my friends at Simple Helix a call today at 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it.
I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for one low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
WZNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Check it in this morning. Got the whole team with us. We're so excited that that you would join us. My good friend, Mr. William Newton, joining us this morning, disagreeing with the name change. Also got another note from Ray Ellen, a good friend of the program, be joining us here shortly. He said, "You remember last week when you talked about singing on the live stream?" He said, "Your tomahawk chop was a whole lot worse." So, there it is. We are, again, I miss you guys, and so I'm happy to be back with you. We've got a lot going on. Let me tell you guys about MyPillow. Mike Lindell at MyPillow, he's a crazy man. He's crazy. If you've ever thought about a MyPillow and you said, well, $69.99, that's a whole lot of money for a pillow. Well, it's not really if you think about what you get. But Mike said, fine, I got something for you. How about $29.99? How about for a limited time, $29.99 gets you a premium MyPillow. Wash it and dry it as many times as you want to, and the money-back guarantee is extended to March of 2021. That means you can sleep on your pillow from now until March. If you don't like it, send it back. You get your money back. That's absurd. 800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout. They just launched a robe line of like bathrobes that are unbelievable. So again, that's mypillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout to get a MyPillow, a premium MyPillow for $29.99 made in America, or you could get deep discounts on everything else on their site by using that promo code okie dokie. We want to knock politics off the list quickly. Looks like our president will be one Joseph. I'm from Scranton. I'm nowhere a diaper Biden. And there are a couple challenges that are left. There are a couple things left that that could certainly change that. Mo Brooks, Congressman Mo Brooks, who's a friend of the program, we've interviewed him quite a few times. What he told us 2 weeks ago stands, and he doesn't make any bones about it. What his plan is, and he's actually got some support. Rand Paul supporting his movement here, and he needed one to support, and so he's got actually three, it looks like, and so there will be a legitimate challenge. It's important to remember that when they sit down to do that, Nancy Pelosi has zero power. Zero power. Mike Pence is in charge as the vice president. He is special appointed in charge of that particular session, which will change the game for those of us who are Republican, but it is still, and I don't want to say a long shot because it's not. I don't want to take away hope by any stretch, but we also want to be realistic. And at this point, it's going to be a long road to hoe. Now we do have to talk about this little Michigan kerfuffle, if you will. There was an audit of the voting machines in a specific county in Michigan, and it turns out there was a 68% margin of error. That'd be 6-8. And just so you know, Connor's over here checking, it's on 18 different, because I looked at it at 3 in the morning since I was already up. It's on Reuters. It's on AP. Now, they all phrase their headlines differently based on their bias, but the facts remain the same. The allowable margin of error is 0.08. The margin of error there was 68%.
I'm not a math person, but that's
nothing to see here.
Hey, yeah, right?
A little
exactly.
Off. Nothing to see, folks. So who knows? Who knows what that means? I do, but we're just a bunch of backwoods, ignorant rednecks. Just got running water and electricity last week. And have one branch on our family tree. If you ask the educated liberals that are amongst us, and so I heard something. Let's see if I can find it. Socialist Guide to a Revolution, and from 1919. Let's see if I can find this here. I will see if I can find this. But there was it was published in 1919 in Dusseldorf, Germany, and then it was reprinted in the Birmingham newspaper in 1970. And I heard it read aloud yesterday. And it was absolutely, see if you can find that. It's like a socialist guide to revolution or socialist. It's a 1919 document, and it's got like 3 parts with. It's basically an outline of how to take control of, indoctrinate, or change. All it takes is one. Or maybe it was communist. It was communist guide. I'm sorry. All it takes is one generation of any people. Here it is. Communist Rules for Revolution in May of 1919. All right, here we go. Number 1. Let me give you the background. In May of 1919 at Dusseldorf, Germany, the Allied forces discovered a copy of these rules. They were first printed in the United States in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Examiner Enterprise in 1919. Okay? And if you have 866-494-9866, if you have something to say about this, 866-494-WVNN, old18.com hotline. We'd love to hear from you, but let me read these to you. Rule number 1, corrupt the young, get them away from religion, get them interested in sex, make them superficial, destroy their ruggedness. This isn't all of them, by the way. This is good enough. But I'm going to try to find the entire document, put it on Facebook in case you have questions. But the one I found, it doesn't have all the points. But these are the good ones. Get control of all means of publicity. Okay? Get people's minds off of government by focusing their attention on athletics, sexy books, and other trivialities that don't matter, i.e., the Cleveland Indians, the Washington Redskins, Colin Kaepernick, things that don't matter. Divide the people into hostile groups by constantly harping on controversial matters of no importance, i.e., the Indians, the Washington Redskins, the Colin Kaepernicks, so on and so forth. Destroy the people's faith in their natural leaders by holding up the latter to contempt, ridicule, and I don't know that word. I'm going to leave that one alone. 6, always preach true democracy, but seize power as fast and as ruthlessly as is possible. Because, and look at it, you got AOC and the squad up there saying the word democracy over and over again while living and preaching and being, they don't even know what democracy is, right? But for the uninformed masses, well, they're saying this is democracy. Feels good. It feels good. Number 7, by encouraging government extravagance, destroy its credit and produce fear of inflation with rising prices and general discontent. Number 8, foment unnecessary strikes in vital industries, encourage civil disobedience, and foster a lenient and soft attitude on the part of government towards such disobedience. Number 9, by spacious argument, cause the breakdown of old moral virtues, honesty, sobriety, what's up, Oregon, continence, faith in the pledged word, and ruggedness. That word ruggedness comes back again. Toughness would be another way I would say that. Mental fortitude. Cause, number 10, here's a good one. Cause the registration of all firearms on some pretext with a view to confiscating them and leaving the populace helpless. This is 1919. I just want you to hear that, and I want you to honestly look in a mirror and say, wow. Well, I mean, you might think I'm crazy. Connor might think I'm crazy. He might not see any correlation to any of this stuff. And maybe I am. Maybe everyone thinks I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just some crazy right-wing conspiracy nut. Or maybe they've done a better job than we have. Maybe they've done a masterful job at executing their plan ever since the early 1900s. And maybe, and I'm not saying it's all tied together, but certainly when you execute a strategy like this, it takes time. And it takes the buy-in of all. Now, look, in 1919, they did not say, in 2020, we're going to rig the election with voting machines from Dominion that we will, like, I'm not, that's, if you're out there thinking that, you're the problem with this country. Like, that's you, by the way, it's you. You're that guy. You're that guy. Your name is Karen. Do we ever decide what the male version of Karen was?
We did,
No,
didn't we?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Kevin?
Kevin, that's fine. Kevin. But just think about it. Think about everything I just read. I'm talking about every single thing to the T.
Things are lining up exactly how you just read it. And it is absolutely blatant and in our face. And the people who cannot see it, I'm just sat in a state of bewilderment because it is happening. It's happening right before our eyes, and nobody is doing anything about it.
Donald Trump is Roll Tide and Roll Trump. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. So you're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. When we come back, Ray Allen will be joining us. Don't you miss it. Don't you touch that dial.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. We will learn more today about the second vaccine option when the FDA releases its report on Moderna's coronavirus shot. The vaccine is being reviewed by the same panel that recommended the Pfizer vaccine, and Stanford Health's Dr. Lale Garabajian says it brings the U.S. one step closer to the goal of immunity.
The more options, the more supply, the more ability to vaccinate more people quickly and achieve that herd immunity in a timely manner.
Should President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris get the shot? Dr. Anthony Fauci told ABC News this morning he thinks so.
This is a person who very soon will be the President of the United States. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will very soon be the Vice President of the United States. For security reasons, I really feel strongly that we should get them vaccinated as soon as we possibly can.
President-elect Biden, after the Electoral College win that will ensure he becomes the next president, said last night that things will be different after his inauguration in 5 weeks.
I'll sign an order on day one to require masking where I can, like federal buildings, interstate travel on planes and trains and buses. And we're going to require masks wherever possible. But this goes beyond the government action. We need your help. Wear a mask for 100 days.
Attorney General William Barr is resigning.
Barr's departure was announced by the president on Twitter just minutes after the Electoral College vote for Biden became official. But Barr's resignation letter is filled with praise for the president, saying he's proud to have played a role in the many successes and unprecedented achievements, adding few could have weathered these attacks, much less forged ahead with a positive program for the country.
That's ABC's Andrew Dimbert. Top Washington negotiators continue trying to iron out a pandemic relief bill, a smaller package that helps small businesses and those out of work, but not cities and states, is being debated now. You're listening to ABC News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
Since I've been taking it, I can actually wear a pair of sandals because the pain sometimes would be so bad I would never wear a pair of sandals. Now I could drive the car with sandals. My feet don't hurt me. I used to go to bed at night and my feet used to keep me up all night long. No more. My feet haven't bothered me since I've been taking this. I could even walk barefoot, which I could never do before. I really feel great. I really, really do. I feel like I used to feel, you know?
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code.
When people walk through our doors, they all see something different.
A treehouse.
Our dream home.
Our cabin in the woods.
A new golf course community.
When you have every conceivable building material imaginable in place, the possibilities are limitless.
Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop. Let us bring your home improvement project to life. The best products and name brands in residential and commercial building supplies. From lumber to Benjamin Moore paints, DeWalt tools, custom millwork, doors, and more. Looking for something specific? Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to make sure you find the products you need to complete your home projects. Pay a visit today to Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop on Clinton Street in Athens and online at purcelllumberandmillshop.com. Or for questions, give us a call at 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop in Athens, where builders, remodelers, and home improvement specialists come to shop.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, getting set for that great MVP haircut experience? Yeah, how about if we made that wait even shorter? Now, with Sport Clips On Deck text alerts, when you check in online or with our app, we'll text you a 15-minute heads up when it's time to head in. And when you're the next man up, you'll get another text to come take your seat. Less wait time, more prime time. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Are you tired? Do you suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrative Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem, utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrative Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation indivisible.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer the Beard. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are so excited. So excited to be with you this morning. Man, we are excited to be with you this morning. Let me tell you guys about our friends over at Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork. The best, the only place I go when I'm shopping for the do-it-yourself project, for the Benjamin Moore paint color my wife sent me after, for the DeWalt tools I need for the man cave remodel. Whatever it is, they've got it, and you need to give them a call today. 256-232-6320. That's 232-6320. Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork right here in Athens. Tell them the Beard sent you. They'll take great care of you. Joining us live right now, the one, the only, the legendary Beard, second only to my own Ray Ellen. How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Man, we are good. We're good. I had a bit of a weekend trip. I sent you my location from your neck of the woods. That was, I bet. How about that on a Thursday night, huh?
Yeah, right. Just down the street, get a text from Zach with a location that's near my home. That's always fun.
Yeah, I was just rolling through Little Rock. You know what I'm saying? Running it wide open, skinning her back, letting the gnats at her.
Should have met up at a huddle house or something.
At that time of the night, where I texted him from, we'd have probably been shanked. But it was a good idea. It was a good idea. What do you got for us, big guy?
Well, a couple of things. First, thanks for appearing on our show last week.
Oh, man, what a blast.
Yeah, that was a good time. So if you missed it, the Bearded Men of Real Estate show had Zach on for the full hour. So that was a lot of fun to get some of your takes on some of these real estate happenings and also politics. There were a lot of politics that we talked about too. So that was fun.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way.
No, it was good. It was perfect. So this week we have another episode of When Tech Meets Politics. Facebook is getting sued. Have you guys talked about the antitrust case against them?
Got some teeth to it.
Yeah, this one actually is pretty good. There was an article that came out, I guess a day or two ago, with some additional details about what Facebook looks to be facing. Basically, they have Instagram and they have WhatsApp. And the suit alleges, because it's always like, just because a company gets big is not an excuse for the FTC to go in and break them up. But if a company gets big and they acquire other companies because they were buying someone rather than competing with them, that's when the FTC is like, okay, so this is actually creating a monopoly. And that's what happened. So they have some internal documents that go way back when Zuckerberg said it's better to buy than compete. A young CEO doesn't know at that time. Oh man, my throat sounds like I got the Rona. Then we also have some internal docs from them talking about the acquisition or before the acquisition of those two companies, talking about how they would have to compete with them in the future. So that looks to be like one that would happen. Divestiture, which is making Facebook uninvest from the company, is kind of the resolution there. But what's weird is like they're so tied in together. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but if you have a business page on Facebook and you tie it to your Instagram account, you actually have one inbox for your messaging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very different from how it used to be two totally separate units. Now it's becoming more integrated, which might be great for the ease of use, but it could create all kinds of nightmares as far as privacy implications go. So that's the big news story. But there's also a second tier FTC investigation. Have you guys looked at the data collection investigation for YouTube, Facebook, and 7 other companies?
No.
So this one was just announced, and they're ordering 9 social media companies and video streaming companies, including Amazon, TikTok's parent company called ByteDance, Discord, Facebook, Reddit, Snapchat, Twitter, WhatsApp, and YouTube. And they have to provide data on how they collect our personal information provided by the users and essentially what they do with it. Let me see if I can find the exact quote. He said these digital products may have launched with a simple goal of connecting or fostering creativity, but in the decades since, the industry model has shifted from supporting users' activities to monetizing them. Dun, dun, dun. So it doesn't sound like a big deal. It is, because it's about time they had some accountability for the data they've been collecting.
Yes.
Have you watched we've talked about this before, the Netflix Social Dilemma?
Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
That's one where I watched that. I was kind of like, there's some spookiness going on with it. I mean, everybody knew it, but it's pretty spooky.
To be honest, the first part of the Social Dilemma, running a real estate company and doing a lot of social media ads, like the first part of Social Dilemma, I was like, oh yeah, totally. That's exactly what we do. And so I was kind of excited, like saying, yes, this has been going on for years. The last half of that Social Dilemma, where it talks about the impact of social on people, that's the concerning part for me. And if it wasn't for the business I was running, I wouldn't even be on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah. But there's always a trade-off. So anytime you were like, oh man, Google is crawling my Gmail and then serving me ads that are, what I'd be interested in based on my private emails, right? I would think, oh, that's terrible. But number one, most people don't pay for their Gmail. And number two, let's say you're watching a show. And, everyone in this show or that you're watching the show is 30 and under. And then suddenly there's a Depends commercial, right? And you're like, man, why do they have these ads?
How did they know?
To do with me, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't say, I want ads to be served to me that's more like what I want to be interested in. And I want to use all these products for free and have no one collect all of my data. There's always going to be a trade-off between privacy and convenience. And a long time ago, we started giving up our privacy in order to obtain more convenience. So I'm really curious to see how these companies are going to talk about their privacy, what they're doing with our data. And I don't know that there's going to be that much outrage about that one. I think the biggest story is the FTC versus Facebook. I think the FTC doing an inquiry into all these companies, how they use our data, et cetera. Most people don't care because we gave up our data a long time ago in order to have an email account you don't have to pay for.
Yeah. I think John D. Rockefeller would have a thing or two to say to Mr. Zuckerberg at this particular moment. Just ask him about Standard Oil and its famous divestiture, which actually made him the richest man to ever walk the face of the planet. But he was against it the entire time, which I don't understand. Exit strategy is why I do everything. But I guess back in the day, that didn't matter as much. Ray Ellen, the Bearded Men of Real Estate podcast. Thank you for joining us again today. Let's go to a break, Sandy Lou. Again, the Bearded Men of Real Estate podcast. Be sure to check it out. It's on our page. We've shared it. I've been on it. They've got more every Wednesday at noon on the dot. Don't you miss it. It's great. He's even got a liberal from California on there, so he passes the love all the way around. So Ray Allen, love you, buddy. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
If your computer stopped working, your business will grind to a standstill. This is Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. For my friends over at Simple Helix, the cost of a full-time IT department is really just unreasonable. Call Simple Helix today at 256-975-4758. They never take a vacation and cost far less than a full-time employee or staff. This new normal we live in has us working from home and remoting in all the time, so 24-hour support is more important than ever. Reliable and safe access for you and your employees doesn't get more simple than Simple Helix. 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the beard sent you. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money-back, that same money-back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for one low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
You don't need a diet. That's work. You don't need a stylist. They're overrated. And you don't need to hang out with older or fatter people just to seem better in comparison either. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. As I walked up and down the many stairs to get to and from the different water slides this weekend, my left knee that's been surgically operated on multiple occasions was screaming at me. And all I could think about was Alternative Medicine Associates of Madison. The last time I went in there was softball season, and I went in to get a inflammation IV. It was unbelievable, folks. It was unbelievable. I felt like a new person. I really did. It was one of those things that I don't know, joint pain, neuropathy, arthritis. If you have things that that your doctor's telling you the only way to fix it is with a prescription, let me tell you that is not the case. I've spent the time addicted to the opiate painkillers. I've been down that path. I know the treacherous. I think everyone has a grandparent or someone in their life that they've seen go down that path unintentionally as they treat their arthritis or whatever it is. There is another option for all of those things. Dr. Gilliam and his staff at Alternative Medicine, they are the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Between that and a MyPillow, I seem to do pretty well. 256-325-0955. Alternative Medicine in Madison on Slaughter Road. Tell them the Beard sent you, and they'll take great care of you. Get that whatever it is under control. I'm telling you, it's worth a call no matter what you're dealing with. So, what do you got, big dog?
All right, so an interesting story. I want to get your thoughts, Connor's thoughts, Sandee, everybody on this one. One of my former employers, Dave Ramsey.
Here he goes with a name drop.
I'm going to drop the name drop there. Dave Ramsey. I worked for Dave back in 98 through 2001. And just was probably one of the best experiences I'd ever had working for Dave Ramsey. And Dave Ramsey would throw just unbelievable Christmas parties. Our Christmas parties were just so much fun. Well, he's in a little bit of trouble.
And would never use a credit card to do it.
Does not have a credit card.
That's a lie.
Not true.
Okay.
Anyway, so his Christmas party that they had, a complaint was filed from one of their caterers. And it's kind of hit big news because they had their party at right around 900 people expected to come to the Christmas party.
Wow.
At the Ramsey Solutions, which you can see that just off the interstate if you're going north on 65. He told his employees and the caterers to ditch their protective gear as not to scare those in attendance. So it was a private party.
Oh, no.
But here's the thing that gets me.
Now I wish you would have swiped that Amex Express.
Well, the thing that gets me, though, the person that complained to the city of Franklin was the caterer.
Yeah.
And the one question I have, and I guess where I get the whole whistleblower, people calling out people, do you think that this caterer who took money to serve and took money from the Dave Ramsey organization, should they have taken the money and then did some kind of like turn them in to, get in trouble, and then their name is redacted from everything, but then they get to trash a company?
The answer to that question is yes. In this society, they do. The real answer is what they should have done, my opinion. Just one man here. But they should have, the moment they were told to take their gear off, their protective gear, if they were genuinely concerned in that moment, that's when you speak. That's when you speak. That's when you say, hey, look, we're not doing this. This is not our policy. And we appreciate your business, certainly, and it would be a freaking waste to take all this food that we've prepared. It's going to be a significant financial loss to us, Mr. Ramsey, because we're going to walk out of here with all this food. We're probably still going to bill you or at least sue you for it. But we're not serving without this PPE. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
If they believed that. But again, it's all about consistency. This is another one of those, we believe fossil fuels are ruining the world, but we're riding on our private jets to the summits to talk about how fossil fuels are ruining the world.
Yeah.
Anybody disagree? Connor, thoughts?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Good. Perfect. Yes. Hey,
but I agree with you on that. I think that they should have, if you're going to stand your moral ground, your moral high ground, do it when it happens, not after the fact.
No, you can't do it after the fact. You can't do it after the fact. You can't be like, oh, well, now that I've taken your money and done exactly what you asked me to do, it made me uncomfortable to do so. It's just that's not how it works.
No, not at all.
Let's go to Ryan on line 2. If you want to join us, it's 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN, old18.com hotline. We would love to hear from you. Ryan on line 2. How are you, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. How about you, Zach?
Man, I'm just happy to be back. Did you miss me?
Oh yeah, definitely. I used to work in West Texas, so I traveled down that road that you went to vacation on quite often.
Yes, it is. When you hit I-30 outside of Little Rock and Texarkana there, and you look up and it says 280 miles till your next turn. You're like, oh my goodness!
You're about to enter nowhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. The same goes with North Dakota. I worked up there for a while, and it was just miles of nothingness.
So you're an oil man.
Yep. I did for 6 years. Now I'm working over here for the Toyota plant going up.
Wow. So what do you got? What do you got for us this morning, big guy?
Well, I got a couple of things if you got time.
Absolutely, hit me.
The first thing is for your response of if you think that you're crazy or right wing. I don't think you are. Just my personal opinion, but I think what you were talking about during that segment was really the dumbing down of society that's been going down for generations now. It started off with, us letting the government tell us, what we can teach our kids in school, how we can discipline our kids. And then, in which I'll say this lightly, but the lack of truth coming out of churches. I think pastors now have really held back a lot because they're afraid of the lights being turned off, because honestly we live in a world of offense that if you offend somebody in the least little bit, you wore the wrong shirt color on a Sunday than they thought you should wear, they leave the church and go find somewhere else. I think it's just been generations of that pastors are scared, I guess you could say, because they're afraid to lose their platform, which their platform is needed and loved and cherished by a lot of people. But in reality, without, it's sort of like having a job. You want to go against something that you morally disagree with at your job, but at the same time you have bills.
Sure.
So you're in that rock and hard place section.
No,
and then
absolutely.
the second thing was Boomer. Bringing up Dave Ramsey. Me and my wife has actually been on the Dave Ramsey plan for 2.5 years, and we became debt free in March. We actually sent our last house payment 2 weeks before I was laid off from the oil field during the whole Russia-Saudi Arabia oil war.
Congratulations.
And it's funny because if you ever listen to Dave Ramsey and have any knowledge about him, he'll flat out tell this girl that is going against him, the caterer, that he don't care what she really thinks. Right. I love him because he's so blunt, but me and my wife and our family are living proof that his plan is 100% awesome.
Well, congrats on that. Thank you for your call, Ryan. I appreciate you listening, tuning into the show. We couldn't do it without you. And all the smart listeners out there, all the great listeners, we love you guys so much. 866-494-WVNN, 866-494-WVNN if you want to join.
And Dave came out with a powerful statement. His only statement out of that is we're a privately owned company and we will not live in fear.
Boom.
I was like,
that's called
pretty sure.
Mic drop. And put your credit card in the shredder. Let's go to Kevin on line 3. Kevin on line 3. What's up, buddy? Bring it in here.
Hey, good morning. Enjoy listening to the show. You guys are awesome. Just a couple of things. One, let's make the male equivalent to Karen like Ricky or something and not Kevin.
Good call.
The other part is I taught the Dave Ramsey system. I taught in the school system, AP Economics and all of that for years. It's one of the best practical systems that you can teach students. And in order to have the moral high ground, you have to establish the moral high ground. And so many corporations and individuals even do not worry about the moral high ground, and therefore, if you're trying to debate someone that doesn't care about the moral high ground, it's impossible to have a debate. So I just throw that out there, and I'll hang up and listen to you guys, all right?
First of all, Kevin, you have a great day, and thank you for your encouragement this morning. It's amazing how many times we get a message or a phone call, and they're like, man, thank you for what you do. We love you guys so much. And the reality is we love you guys so much. And honestly, the phone calls and the encouragement and the man, we love you guys and we love the show. I mean, it's why we wake up at 3:45 and do this in the morning. It's not because it's good for our health or because we want to, but because we love it every day. As tired as I am when I drive in, I'm like, really, I'm going to do this again today? Like, this is awesome. So thank you for your encouragement. Second of all, Kevin, I'm surprised. Yes, but my only problem with Ricky is that may be cultural appropriations because it is a shortening of Ricardo, which is a Hispanic name, which offends me as someone who's got a Hispanic on the third down line of my multi-level marketing scheme, but he's like family to me. Thus, I am offended as a millennial. Ricky Ricardo, that's cultural appropriation. So we can't do that, but we can change it. I got Connor pretty good over there. He's chuckling pretty hard over here. We got to teach him how to laugh into a microphone, but secondly, I'm surprised they allowed you to teach that in a school system. I doubt he was in a public school system, or if he was, it was a good one.
Well, take that back. My kids go in the Madison City, and Timothy is actually taking Money, which is a Dave Ramsey course.
Which is incredibly interesting considering the other conversations we've had about being accosted about his faith.
Right.
And so it's a bit of a unique world out there, folks. You can listen to Dave Ramsey when it comes to money, but if you are a professing Christian or if you pray over your food, you'll be accosted by a grown adult teacher who has nothing better to do, obviously. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ryan. If you guys feel like joining us, again, it is 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. Did you guys see that dance that Gus Malzahn did in the locker room after the game? That's called the I'm about to get $21.5 million dance.
Yes.
Holy Maria. $11 million due to him in the next 30 days. I'd be dancing too. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. We will be right back. Don't you touch that dial.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 925 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
Hundreds more U.S. hospitals will begin vaccinating their workers today as federal health officials review a second COVID-19 shot, this one made by Moderna. Nurse Sandra Lindsay from Long Island Jewish Health in New York was the first person in the country to get the Pfizer vaccine. She tells Good Morning America 24 hours later she feels fine.
I feel great. And just to put that in perspective, on a scale of 1 to 10, the pain at the injection site is a 1. And my temperature this morning was 98.1.
The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, Dr. Anthony Fauci, tells ABC News he thinks President-elect Joe Biden should be vaccinated right away.
You want him fully protected as he enters into the presidency in January. So that would be my strong recommendation.
The Electoral College making it official yesterday by voting for Joe Biden for president. President Trump announcing by Twitter that Attorney General William Barr will be stepping down as of next week. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Got you covered screen printing and embroidery in Athens. Our team is here to help you with custom printed t-shirts that you want. And we know that means quality. At Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery, we focus on the highest quality and the fastest turnaround time possible. Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery on West Sandifer Road in Athens. Call to make an appointment with our graphic designer. She's awesome. 256-444-4500. That's 444-4500. And online at GotYouCoveredAthens.com.
There's nothing like the peace and serenity that you get while fishing. Invest in the rod you deserve. Old 18 is a veteran-owned company operated by a U.S. Navy SEAL and Top Gun fighter pilot, breaking the mold of the fishing industry. At Old 18, we offer high-quality products with a 25-year master rod builder behind every rod. We offer a no-nonsense, hassle-free warranty we stand in front of so you don't get left behind. Shop old18.com and type in the code BEARD for a 20% discount.
A middle school teacher in Atlanta, out of a job because what happened in a classroom didn't stay in the classroom. There was cell phone video, and it was obtained by local TV. On video, Spanish teacher Berkeley Davenport described a guy's first kiss. When you're in love the first time, that first kiss, oh, there's nothing like it. You touch her hair and the back of her neck, and you pull her close, and then you start to go for the other parts. Well, when school officials saw the first kiss lesson on Action Eyeball News, they took action. We don't know what triggered them most. Was it the going for the other parts, that the kiss was heterosexual, that the Spanish class was in English, all of the above? In any event, Dr. Davenport was out. Totally appropriate. But still, I have a question. Haven't these same school officials forced sex education on these kids since kindergarten? But hearing about a first kiss was too much? Really? After how to deploy a condom on cucumbers is part of the curriculum?
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. One of my favorite groups, one of my favorite songs of all times. Wanted to let that play for a minute.
I thought you were get up and dance.
Well, I was about to do the Gus Malzahn. And so, yeah, you know, it was a tough watch, you know, for me watching this guy doing his dance until I realized why he was dancing. I thought it's because they won a game and he was dancing with his players. And then I saw what his buyout was, and I was like, oh, that's called the money dance. That's called the... It's Friday night, and I just got paid. Money, money, money. Everybody remember that song?
Yeah, I would love to get fired from any job and make $21 million. You could fire me. You could let me go today if you want to give me
absolutely. $21 million. You could fire me from my own show for $21.5 million. I will go away, and you'll never hear from me again. I mean, I'm just saying. I will. So let's...
Simple Helix, proud sponsor of Boomer and the Beard. If you need some help in your IT department, maybe you're struggling there, the little blinky lights are not working and you need some help, give them a call today, 256-975-4758. If you are a government contractor, if you work on the Arsenal and you're in work right now and you're understanding that there's these CMMC, which is the new cybersecurity maturity model that all government contractors are going to have to abide by to make sure that China doesn't get into your files and get some things that they shouldn't get, you have to have lock things on lockdown. 256-975-4758. Simple Helix can help you out with that. We talked a second ago about, and this may make some people mad that we say this because in Sandee, here we are talking about sports again. But one thing that I don't like about sports is I never like to kick anybody when they're down in life. That's just kind of my personal stance because I've been there. I've lost jobs. I've had, things where things just weren't going well.
Not me. My life's been perfect.
I've had, times where it's like, things just aren't working out. We're going to have to let you go. And, Gus Malzahn's not hurting because he got $21 million. But some of the comments were the most brutal things I have ever heard about him leaving. There was one comment, I couldn't even screenshot it because I couldn't believe I see it. But they were like, the only worst thing that could have happened to Gus Malzahn would he would have got cancer. And I was like, are you people that evil? And because it's like, if you got let go from your job and thousands and thousands and thousands of people went to social media and said, I'm glad Steve got let go. He was a douche. I mean, how would that have felt?
Wow. Hello.
Well, that's what it feels
like. Hello.
That will sort of relate to that, not on the sports side of things, but I've been watching Inked on Netflix, and it's a competition between different tattoo artists, and they start off with 15 or 20 people, and then they narrow it down to the ink master. And on an episode that I was watching last night, there is a gentleman that served in our military, and he got hit while he was in a tank and with, what is it, an IED or whatever it is?
Yep, IED.
Okay. And so because of that, he has a very severe injury in his back, and the doctors have told him that by the age of 35, he could possibly be in a wheelchair because his back is so bad and so fragile. Well, during the competition, he dropped a can of paint and reached down to pick it up, and when he did, he popped out another disc in his back, and it just caused excruciating pain. Like, the guy was in tears while he was doing this, and he voluntarily exited the show. Well, when he did, this other guy that's just very cocky made comments like, dude, you're a tattoo artist. You should fight through the pain. Well, one less I have to deal with. Good for him. I'm glad he's gone. Just really rude. And I'm thinking, dude, have a little bit of a heart. Just this guy served in our military. He, was living a perfectly healthy life. He was, in the prime. He still is in the prime of his life. And he could possibly be in a wheelchair. And that guy had no heart whatsoever. People are rude.
Look, here's the deal.
Selfish.
Gus Malzahn.
Awful.
Gus Malzahn is he's a man of God. It would appear from the outside looking in. He is he's a good coach, maybe not a head coach. If you look at he's really Arkansas State in high school. That was all he did coming in. And then he was a coordinator, but coming in, it's not like he's coming in with a tremendous amount of head coaching experience. So considering what he did with what he had, but this year's recruiting class, I think, was what killed him. They were in the 40s. They've consistently brought in top 10 recruiting classes in this year. So what that tells you is that the young men coming up to play at that level are not interested in playing in that program. That's an indictment of the coach. It's time to move on.
Well, you're playing the SEC. You're not playing, every – like right now, Alabama undefeated. That's impressive that they're undefeated playing all SEC teams.
Dude, every year, and look, I am an Alabama fan. I try not to be like an annoying, Homer fan, but every year, Alabama takes a step forward, and everybody else stays right where they're at. And there is a chasm forming between Alabama and everybody else in the SEC. It is unbelievable. Yeah. But ultimately, if you're Auburn, I think there's a really good choice out there for you, and his name's Bill Clark. If you can go to UAB after the Board of Trustees literally yanks your team out from underneath you and come right, I could go to Alabama tomorrow and win a national championship next year, maybe even 2 years in a row. But the third year, the program is going to come tumbling down around me because Nick Saban has built it to the point where it's going to run for the next 2 years. Bill Clark could walk into Publix with a quarterback and take 10 guys and win the Sun Belt Conference. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So I know all of you down in Birmingham are not taking kindly to that if you're listening on the podcast because you want to keep your guy there, and maybe he loves it. I also think Hugh the Breeze Freeze might be an option to come back. We'll see. Who knows? Let's go to a break. We got one more segment we want to hear from you. 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. We want to hear from you. Roll Tide, Gus Malzahn. Hate it for you, but you had a good run, buddy. You had a good run. You listen to Hometown Heartbeat. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Buy one MyPillow, get one MyPillow free. Call 800-889-7318 or go to MyPillow.com. Click on radio specials and use code BEARD at checkout.
Are you tired? You suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrated Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem. Utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrated Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. So happy that you've chosen to join us this morning, in each and every morning. Be sure to go to beardedisbetter.com to enter to win $250. All you have to do is go there, click on the Bearded Bonanza there at the top, and you'll be entered to win. I think we got to give that away on Friday, don't we?
Sure.
Or maybe Monday. Let's do Monday. We'll probably do Monday.
You can do Monday.
I'll let you know. We do need to discuss that too and figure out what the dates are that we'll have a programming note for you tomorrow as far as the dates. So we will be running a best of program. But have you guys heard Sarah Fuller for Heisman? Did you hear about that? She's also replaced Kamala and Joe as the Time Person of the Year. In case you were curious,
she may be the Speaker of the House.
And possibly could be written in the state of Georgia enough to win the runoff. You just never know. What a joke that is. Goodness gracious. You realize it's already been done, right? Jacksonville State did this a long time ago, and the girl for Jack State was she went on the Tonight Show. They just weren't a Power 5 school then.
Yeah.
It's already been done.
But Jacksonville State's probably better than Vanderbilt.
Without question. No, absolutely. Jacksonville State, the high school, is probably better than – I mean, for the love of all that's good. Like, look, if you're going to run her out there to kick field goals, like, let her kick the field goals. If you got a dude on the team that can do it, it's not what you say it is. This is not what you say it is.
Right.
If you're going to trot a dude out there to kick the real field goal and then let her, like, first of all, it took you 2 weeks to score a touchdown so we could see her barely make a PAT. Like, come on. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. I remember. Don't forget. I was a fan. I made my entire family sit down and watch her first kickoff. The alleged intentional pooch.
Squib.
Stupid. Stupid. So stupid. Have you guys heard about the runoff in Georgia, by the way?
I have not.
1.8 million ballots requested, mail-in. 87,000 of them, people that didn't vote in the first round. Wonder how that doesn't seem squirrely at all. That doesn't seem squirrely.
Has been asleep.
Yeah. They've actually just gone into the ground and weren't capable of getting their first year in the ground death ballot yet. It's actually a result of the pandemic. So I'm kidding. It is definitely and the other report from the CDC, or the report from the CDC I saw something coming out about the deaths are going to be lower this year, which is quite unique.
It'll come out after January 6th.
Yes, absolutely. So there's just a lot of really unique things going on right now, but my vote is Sarah Fuller for president. I think she could probably fix it all and score a mean extra point after the fact. So, 866-494-9866. If you guys have something to bring to the table, we'd love to hear from you. Play a little radio roulette. 866-494-WVNN. My favorite thing is phone calls, and I wasn't able to be with you guys for 2 days, and so I would love to hear from anyone this morning that would feel like joining us. I heard you talk to the Havoc coach yesterday. He sounds like he's from around here.
He's from Timmins, Ontario.
Yeah, sounds like he's right up the road here.
Hey,
in Saskatchewan, eh?
I'm excited about that. That's going to be,
He seemed a little tired, but
yes. Well, he's got kids and getting up early, and there's a lot of stress in the coaching world.
For sure.
That's what I did realize, that if you notice, all of our guests, I don't think we've had a single guest in the 5 o'clock hour that I know of.
That's intentional.
Well, I thought it was more because people are like, 5 o'clock. Can I do the 6?
No, yeah. Later? I mean, it is, but it's intentional because that would be a ridiculous thing to ask.
Yeah. I asked him if he wanted to get up earlier, and he's like, I
think I'm good.
Can I do 6:30?
Yeah, I think 6:30 sounds good. Yeah, no, I mean, we're fortunate that we have guys coming on at 6 o'clock every day. I mean, that's big time. Big time.
Do you guys, for the holidays, do you guys try to do anything with your kids or whatever to kind of like hone them in and focus them on like it's Christmas, but let's do something cool, whether it's foster kid, the angel tree things or anything like that? Do y'all do any of that kind of stuff, or is that something that you guys are like to pick cool things to do around the holidays? Not putting y'all on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, So
y'all good people?
every year we do an angel tree thing where you buy. I mean, my son has two things he's doing. He's going with his mother to buy gifts for a kid, and he's also taking his own toys, and the ones that are very lightly used we're turning around and giving away as well, because I told him that, it's true. It's a true thing that if you have an abundance of, if you're very blessed,
right, that
Santa, he wants to see all kids being blessed in the same way. And so if you've got too many toys, Santa may not need to bring anything because you have enough. And so we're not going to live, I mean, we already live in a world of excess, right? So we're not going to make that even worse and turn our son into a materialist. And so, those are a couple things that we're doing.
Well, the reason I brought that up is like very cool. I hope one day that I can be financially set where I can do cool things. In Tennessee, there was a secret Santa, a guy that came in and paid off the entire layaway.
Yeah, I saw that.
At a
that
Walmart.
Happens every year. It's pretty cool.
$65,000.
That's the big one.
That's a lot of layaway. But pretty cool. I just say those are kind of things where it's like, I wish I could do something like that at some point, where you just go in and you just say, what's a certain need that's there, and just fulfill the entire need. It's something cool. But hopefully everybody can kind of get in that kind of spirit around the holidays, because I feel like we got so much complaining and anger going on that if we can just say, hey, what can we do to kind of make a little difference and
No, we're unified. We're unified. Joe Biden's Twitter account for his dogs had videos of them chewing on a Donald Trump chew toy, and he wants unity. That's his thing. Yeah, that's real unifying. That guy is a real circus clown.
So he has a.
There is an actual verified account for the first dogs, and there was a video circulating of them chewing on the Donald Trump chew toy.
What is wrong?
It was actually just a big can of spray tan, but I'm kidding. That's a joke. That is a joke. We didn't, one thing we also didn't get to talk about is the shoe toss heard around the world.
That was incredible.
I fell asleep. Because that would have been the night that I would have been running on 1 hour sleep, and so. Florida, LSU couldn't beat Vandy on most days, but somehow decided to show up with a true freshman, goes into the swamp, and beats Florida. And they do so on the shoe toss heard around the world. It's third down. They stop LSU to force a punt. The cornerback, he's a senior, he picks up the shoe, and as the referee very informatively told us, he threw it 20 yards down the field, resulting in a 15-yard penalty, which led LSU to continue the drive and win the game. So it's literally going to be the shoe toss that kept Florida out of the playoffs.
That's when college football, you realize you got 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
Well, here's the thing.
Playing.
Someone asked me, I think it was my brother-in-law, somebody asked me, what would have happened with your coaches? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would have happened? And I'm like, I can tell you for certain that it would have never happened. And I can tell you why it would have never happened. Because I played for coaches that didn't care who you were, how good you were, who your daddy was, what your last name was, what your whatever, fill in the blank, how much mommy, cooked cookies for the after program snacks. If you did something like that, you would have never played another down of football, another inning of baseball, another whatever, for the rest of your time at fill-in-the-blank establishment. Whether it was in high school, and you would have done it, you would have never played another sport, period, for that school. So it would have never happened. There is no way that is the first time this young man has exhibited such attitude.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been the coaches, just the coaches. My father would have removed me from the football team.
Wow.
The coaches wouldn't have had a choice.
My mother might have removed me from this earth.
Yeah. Oh.
I will never forget my senior year. I thought I was big stuff. This kid was going to Miami of Ohio. He was a short little fast, I'm talking about super fast running back. And I absolutely destroyed him on a play. Perfect play, read it like a book, laid him out. Stood over him. I said, bring me that weak sauce again. And Mr. Zebra standing right next to me, he just looks at me and just like, zing, throws the flag in the air with a little smirk on his face. And I was like, oh, no. I look over to the sideline, and my coach, literally flames rolling out of his ears. There's a vein in his forehead that I didn't know existed. I'm worried he's going to stroke out and die. And above everything, I hear my mother from the, Zachary! And it's like, oh, my gosh. So I ran to the sideline. He grabbed me by the face mask. He would have been, oh, gosh, he would have been.
In jail.
Oh, he would have been in jail. He would have been in jail. He would have been whatever. I feared him and should have. You know why? Yes. If I saw him today, I would shake his hand and call him by his first name, but I would call him Coach first name, and he would call me by my first name. We'd have a great relationship, but I feared him.
Mm-hmm. He can still make you do up downs.
Oh, if he said drop and give me 20, I'm suffering through 20 push-ups at 33 and 50 pounds overweight. But he grabbed me by the face mask and he said, "Son, if you ever want to play for me ever again, you won't ever do that again. And you better go back in there and do it again." And I'm like, what? What is he talking about? He said, don't get the penalty, but go hit. So I went back in, and of course, the kid went for a touchdown because, But the bottom line is, it would have never happened. You know why? Because I exhibited a behavior that was unacceptable. There was a penalty for that. There was a consequence for that. I was very clearly informed what said consequence was. The consequence was so painful, I did not want to endure it. Yeah. And so I changed. Now, I ran for a week for that flag.
Yeah.
But there is no way this was the first time that young man has exhibited his attitude. Mm-mm. Dan Mullen should be ashamed. There's something in the program there at Florida that needs to be that needs to be seen because they've got the best quarterback in history of Florida, maybe one of. They got the best offense in Florida's history. I don't know. It's crazy. What do you got, Sandee? You were just on a long-term phone call there.
I was. It was Dan from Madison, and he has got a very special package that he is going to deliver to us on Friday.
Oh.
Well, deliver to you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's going to deliver it to you guys, but you'd better share.
He's just missing out on delivering the mail. That's all it is. He's not enjoying his retirement as much as he'd hoped. So he's got to deliver something.
He's got a very special gift for us, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But it's going to be good, and
I wonder if it's his sling. Like if he's gonna sign his sling after surgery and let us have it as memorabilia.
Now that could be an idea. That could be a very
Wolverine
good idea.
Dan's sling hanging in the.
He rarely wore it from what he did. Like I remember I wore my sling for months. He was like already out of it.
Well, my wife's a physical therapist. I had no choice. So there was no questions in that. So, yep. Look, I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I'm so thankful for the team here and their ability to carry us through. And really not. I mean, it's really nice to be surrounded by people that love this and care about you guys as much as I do. So I hope you enjoyed that. But I certainly am glad to be back with you guys. Today has been an incredible Tuesday morning. Don't forget to go to beardedisbetter.com. Make sure you get in on the Bearded Bonanza. Make sure you guys are getting in the podcast. Getting on the Facebook, interacting with us, social media, online, everywhere. There's so many ways to consume the Boomer and the Beard content that there is no reason to not have access to the best, the smartest, the only show on morning radio that you need to plan your life around. We're so thankful that you're with us every single day. Sandee Lou, as always, appreciate you. Dear, we'll see you in the morning. Boomer, as always, gentleman and a scholar. Producer Connor, I hope that have a good day. You're listening to Boomer the Beard. We'll be back first thing in the morning. Don't you go anywhere.